Hello everyone, welcome to Sarah's Stitchery. My name is Sarah and this is Lily, and this is my channel where I talk all about my cross stitch journey. Welcome to my channel. Today is Sunday, December 7th, and this is Flosstube episode 49. So I'm almost at my 50th episode, which is so exciting. And I need to check my calendar because I know my Flosstube anniversary is coming up soon this month. And it will be my 2 years on Flosstube as Sarah Stitchery. So, Miss Lily here's feeling a little needy today. She wants mama's love. Yes, I know. This girl's my little baby. So I thought I'd just grab her and hold her for a second while I was chatting with you. But I'll have to put you down when I start showing stitching, okay? Sorry. I do have another dog named Daisy. They are both rescue pups. And they are just my little angels. They're my stitching buddies for sure. If you follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen pictures of them before. My Instagram is @StitchySarahReads. So if you don't follow me, go follow me. I would love to be your friend on Instagram. So if you are new here to my channel, welcome. I'm so glad you're here today. I appreciate you spending time with me, and I hope you enjoy your time with me today. And if you're returning, welcome back. I appreciate that you keep coming back and hanging out with me as well. If you have not yet, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. I would love for you to like my video, leave me a comment. I really enjoy that interaction with all of you. Speaking of interaction, how many people are doing the Jingle Ball this weekend? I'm a terrible Jingle Baller. The only thing I've done in Jingle Ball so far is shop, and I did my class today. So after I get off of here, I'm going to try and get on and actually like interact with people. I'm a little awkward when it comes to like small talk. So, you know, you'd think for somebody who teaches for a living and does YouTube videos, I might be a little better at that type of thing, but I'm a little awkward when it comes to that. So, but I'm going to try. I never do. I'm going to try. Anyway, let's see. I hope everybody's having a wonderful start to the holiday season. I have my house all decorated. In fact, I actually decorated for Christmas before Thanksgiving, which is not something I usually do. I usually wait till the weekend after Thanksgiving to start decorating. So I've really been enjoying having my decorations up in my home. My tree is just beautiful, and it's just such a wonderful ambiance in my living room when I'm in there stitching with my little puppy girls. So yeah, I hope everybody's having a great start to the holiday season, and I hope that you're getting plenty of stitching in, whether it's Christmas stitching or whatever other kind of stitching you like to do. Believe it or not, I have not done as much Christmas stitching as I would like to yet. Oh, hi, sweet girl. So I haven't touched any of my previous Christmas whips, so I'm going to really try to focus on putting some stitches into some of those this week. All right. Other than that, not much else going on around here. Just doing my normal thing. I do have 2 more weeks of stitching, not stitching, 2 more weeks of teaching until I'm on my winter break. So I'm really looking forward to having some extended stitchy time, family time, that kind of thing. All right, before I get started showing you my stitching, I do have a giveaway winner to announce. So let's do that first. So this is part of the Winter Forest series. It's the 6-part Snowglobe series from Tiny Modernist. This is part 5. I have been receiving these from Crazy Annie Stitchin'. She's the one who is hosting the series, and I will put the link down below. You can still sign up. You can still get the ones that have already been released. There is one more after this, and they've all been super adorable. So to win this, you had to use the word snowman in the last comment, or the last video, I should say, in your comment. And the winner of this is Shirley Coley 721. Shirley Coley. Coley is spelled C-O-L-E-Y 721. So Shirley, congratulations. Make sure you send me a message on Instagram @StitchySarahReads, or you can send me an email, stitchysarahreads@gmail.com, and I will get that out to you. I did just mail out several previous winnings, so hopefully those people who won those have received those. I know the the USPS can be a little backed up this time of the year. So hopefully you get those very soon if you have not already. All right, what do I have for you today? I have 4 fully finishes. I know, right? I have 4 fully finishes. I have 2 new starts, and I have 4 whips to share with you. So let's just get right into it. My first fully finish is a fall piece. I actually finished stitching this back in October, I want to say. And this is a chart from Stacy Nash called Farm Market Pinkeep. And I stitched this with my friend Sarah, handmade by Sarah W. And here's my fully finish. I decided to mount it on this basket. And when I display, I'm just going to put some like fall foliage in there. And yeah, it's a different type of finish than I've ever done. I've never mounted anything like on a basket or anything. So we'll see how it goes. I'm not like 1000% loving this. I don't hate it, but I don't know. It's just not my usual type of finish. So it'll be interesting to see how I'm feeling about it next year when I have it in my decor, and see how it meshes with everything else. But the stitch is super cute. I stitched it on a 40 count. I don't remember the fabric, but it was a 40 count. And you can see how big that is. I mean, it's like as big as my head. So I always find it interesting that it was a Pinkeep because it's a really large Pinkeep. All right, I'm gonna set that back here. It's really hard to show my stuff with you. I'm gonna have to put you down soon. My next fully finish is actually a piece that I had fully finished a couple of years ago. It was an exclusive chart from the, I wanna say 2023 Jingle Ball from Hands On Design. And I believe it was called All Is Bright. So there it is. I actually stitched this with Sarah as well. I don't remember the fabric. I know it is a 40 count. I had previously fully finished it as a pillow, and I just didn't like it. I didn't like how it looked at all. My stitching, I like sewed it too close to the stitching, and my stitching was kind of getting lost on the sides. And I just really wanted to be able to see all of that beautiful detailed stitching. So I decided to pull the pillow apart and turn it into an ornament. Fortunately, I had just enough fabric to be able to stretch it around a piece of mat board with a layer of Warm and Natural. I backed it with fabric, and voila, there it is. I just put on a little bow that I got in a pack from Hobby Lobby yesterday. So there's my ornament finish. I love it so much better than I did as a pillow. Next, this is another ornament. This was actually a new start. So I had a snow day on Tuesday, and Sarah and I were talking like, let's have a snow day start. And so we had been wanting to stitch the Santa wreath from last year's Jingle Ball Baubles book from Teresa Kogut. I've seen a lot of people stitching it recently. So we decided to go ahead and start ours. Sorry, I've got a doggy hair on mine, as with everything else in my life. And there it is. So I stitched it, I finished it, and I fully finished it just last night. And I think it turned out so cute. So same thing, I mounted it on some mat board with a little layer of Warm and Natural behind the stitching, and did this fabric background, and I made some cording with the coordinating DMC, and it has finished off very nicely. I think it turned out very, very cute. So yeah, that was another thing I stitched with Sarah. I don't know that there's anything I've stitched today that I haven't stitched with Sarah. We'll see. You'll hear me mention Sarah a lot. I'm gonna hang that there. You'll hear me mention Sarah a lot. She and I are besties, and we love to stitch almost all of the same things. And so, and that's just a big part of our friendship, is just sharing our stitching, sharing the process, talking about it, talking about the things we'd like to stitch. So it's really fun having a stitchy bestie who is just like, we're like the same person when it comes to stitching. So it's really fun. The big difference between Sarah and I is that I'm a linen stitcher, she's an Aida stitcher. So I know a lot of people have mentioned like they like seeing how things look on both, right? Because we stitch a lot of the same things, but on very different fabric. And they both turn out amazingly beautiful. Sarah's a wonderful, amazing stitcher. And if you haven't watched her channel yet, you really need to go check it out. Handmade by Sarah W. Okay, I have one more fully finished. I actually just fully finished this right before the video. So this was my Jingle Ball class. I signed up for the Liz Mathews Christmas Snow Globes class, and I had finished my pre-stitching, and I had all of my supplies ready to go. And so I thought it was going to be a lot harder than it was. So today I was like, I'll just watch the video, and then later on when I have time, I'll get to finishing it. So I was watching it while I was putting together a crock pot meal this morning. I guess it wasn't this morning, it was like 10. Well, it was this morning, sorry. And so I was watching it, and I was like, oh, I could totally do that, like before I even make my video. So let me show it to you. There it is. Are you so impressed? Me too. There it is. So there's my Christmas snow globe. And I have like greasy fingerprints all over it because I put hand lotion on, then I was touching it. Sorry. There you go. I don't know if you could see the fingerprints or not, but it just turned out so beautifully. The snow moves, so it is like a legit snow globe. And I am just like amazed at the technique that she used. I've got a glue strand hanging here, and I am absolutely making more of these. So very, very fun, very beautiful, and I would love to make some of these as like gifts. So I'm actually going to set that right up here in my gingerbread. That gingerbread is coming in handy for displaying things, don't you think? All right, let's talk new starts. So I have 2 new starts. This first one is from Thanksgiving. I can't remember if I started on Thanksgiving or the day before, but Sarah had started this, and she's a big turkey stitcher. I'm not really a turkey stitcher, but when she started this pattern, I was like, I'm joining you. It's too cute. So let me show it to you. I have all my patterns on my iPad because I'm an iPad stitcher, simply because I need to be able to zoom in on things. You know, the older you get, the worse your eyesight gets. I had really good eyesight for a long time, and then all of a sudden I just didn't. So this pattern is called it's Thomas by Notforgotten Farms. There he is. Look how cute he is. I was watching Unfinished Stitches recently. I love those ladies. Hi ladies, if you're watching. I don't know if they watch me or not, but I watch them all the time. And the mom, Bonnie, was stitching this, and so I had to join in. So there's my start of Thomas. He's going to be so cute once I get his body and all of his tail feathers in. The colors for this are so fun. Let me pull them up. I'm going to have to put this dog down in a minute because this is hard. Look at those colors. Oh, I love that, like teal blue. I cannot wait to use that color. I'm stitching mine on 40 count Farm Eggs by XG Design. I love it. I've never had this fabric before. I love the speckling, just like an egg. And it's similar to my favorite fabric, which is Grandpa's Sleeve by XG Design. So this is another one of their speckled fabrics, and it's fantastic. So that's my start of Thomas. He's probably not going to get any more work until next year, but he's a start. So let me put this girl down, and then I'll show you my next one. Okay, so my next new start is from Plum Street Samplers. I believe this is a new pattern. It's called Autumn Moon. I just got it recently. There it is up close. I love those fall colors. I love the bunny jumping in front of the moon there. So yeah, so Sarah and I started this one as well. Excuse me. I'm stitching mine on a 40 count Hemingway by Needle and Flax, and I just have a small start, and I probably won't work on this one anymore either. My fall stitching is going away. I just wanted to get a start on this one, but yeah, you can see that I have started on that house. I've got the roof outlined, and I've started filling it in. Here's the colors for this one, I believe. So we've got some Classic Color Works here, some Weeks Dye Works, and DMC. So I believe I'm using all of the called for. And if I don't have the called for in stash, I just use my DMCs. But I think I had a lot of the called for in stash. So there it is. It's so pretty. You can see I had started something else on this fabric and then I stopped because sometimes I do that. Sometimes I abandon things. So this was a piece of fabric I was able to put back in my stash because of that. So Hemingway by Needle and Flex. And this is Autumn Moon. So pretty. So those are my two new starts. Like I said, I probably am not going to be stitching on them anymore, simply because they are fall stitching. And I'm ready. I'm ready for Christmas. I'm ready for winter stitching. I've already started, so here we are. Okay, my next one is, actually was my birthday start this year. Sorry, I'm a little distracted here. Let me find it. So it's my birthday start this year. It is a pattern from Birds of a Feather called Sally Spencer. I've loved this pattern for a long time, so I was really thrilled when I saw that Colorado Cross Stitcher was recharting the Birds of a Feather patterns because they've been out of print for a while. You've probably seen this one. A lot of people are stitching this. And so here's mine. Sarah also started this one with me. If you are stitching it, I would love to see your progress. You can just use Sally Spencer, B-Day Sal, and just tag me. But here is mine. It doesn't look a whole lot different than the last time you saw it. I know I added this down here. I don't know if I added anything else. Maybe the A. I can't remember. I didn't work on it very long, but figured I'd show you. Any progress is progress, right? So I'm stitching this on 40 Count Hog Bristle by Fox and Rabbit, and I'm using the called for flosses. There's only 6 called for, only 6 flosses, I should say. And there they are. You've got like a red and a pink, 2 blues, a black, and a white. So very pretty. I love this one so much. And what I love even more is the bag that I keep it in. Speaking of my birthday, this was a gift from Sarah for me for my birthday. I've shown this before. I love it so much. This is a stitched piece here in the middle that is a blue flower pattern. It says, a friend loveth at all times, and she put our initials. I just love this so much, and it matches very well with Sally Spencer, so crazy. And this is Tilda fabric, and it's just fantastic. So thanks again, Sarah. She knows how much I love it. It's just the fact that like somebody like took the time to make something for me just like blows my mind. It just makes you feel so special. Okay, next, I'm just setting things to the side here. Oh, I didn't show you my other bags, did I? Hold on. That's okay. That's all right. I'll show you the ones coming up here. So my next one, I also didn't stitch a whole lot on this one either. This is, I'll just pick it up and show it to you. This is Cherry Magpie by Jed X Stitch. Let me show you the pattern first. How about that? Cherry Magpie. And a lot of people ask me like what app I use on my iPad. I use Good Notes. It's not like some of those other ones where it like tracks your stats or anything. I literally just use it to stitch from. So if it's like a PDF, it's easy just to upload it to my app. And if it's a paper chart, I can scan it in. So here's Cherry Magpie by Jed X Stitch. You've probably seen this one. A lot of people are stitching this or have stitched it. And there it is again. So I haven't added a whole lot to it. I think I was working over in here. Being on this fabric, it is harder to see. So it's definitely one that I have to work on when I have good light. I'm using all of the called for DMC, plus there was one Threadworks floss in here. It does call for a color in cotton, but I didn't get that one. I'm just using the DMC equivalent. So So you can see these colors are really bright and beautiful. So I can't wait to get some of those other colors into the mix here. But this one is just so fun. I love colors, and I love stitching with different colors. I love stitching with more muted, primitive colorways. I love stitching with bright colors. It's just a whole mood, you know. I'm very much a mood stitcher. I'm very much a seasonal stitcher. So I'm not good with like making plans. So that said, when I do my whip parade this year, I do have some like loose ideas of things I want to do, but once I make a plan, it's just out the window. I know a lot of people can relate to that because I've heard other Flosstubers say that, which is why I don't do whip go. I love the idea. I've tried it a couple of times and I failed miserably, so I decided just to spare myself the frustration and aggravation and not even pretend. But anyway, I'm keeping this in this fantastic bag because you have to have a bright, colorful, amazing bag to go with your bright, colorful, amazing stitch. This one I got from Isabella Sews, excuse me, on Etsy. You can see she used the beautiful Tula Pink fabric. I love the rainbow zippers. Very cute. So that's where I keep my cherry Magpie. Oh, I forgot to tell you the fabric, excuse me. The fabric is a 40 count Lilith by Bee Stitch Me. So the called for fabric, which I believe is Beetroot by Fox and Rabbit, was like impossible to find. So I found a great substitute for that. I'm also stitching that with Sarah. I don't remember if I mentioned also that she's stitching Sally Spencer with me. Literally everything I'm showing you today, we're doing together. So if I don't say it, just know it. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to show you this next one. So, and if you follow me on Instagram, you might have already seen it. But Sarah and I are doing a seasonal stitch along, and it's in the Just Cross Stitch magazine. Let me show you the picture. Hold on. Okay. I do. Okay, never mind. So it's called Nature's Journey by Sprouting Lupine. And I'm in the winter quadrant. Excuse me, words are hard today. I'm in the winter quadrant. I finished fall, and so I'm ready to start that last season because I was really wanting to get fall finished before winter so I wouldn't be behind, and I did it. So you can see I've got 3 of the 4 seasons. Oh, I love this one. Speaking of colors, here's all the colors. I'm using all of the called for DMCs. It calls for DMC, and they're just fantastic colors. So bright, fun, beautiful. So we started with spring, then went to summer, fall, and I'm ready for winter. I cannot wait to get this fully stitched and framed and on my wall. This one's probably going to stay here in my craft room. I like to hang up stuff in my craft room because this is my little haven where I like to spend all my time, and something special like this needs a special place here in my craft room. I'm stitching this on the called for fabric, which is Into the Veil by Bee Stitch Me, and I'm using a 46 count, and you can just see it is like so detailed. There are so many tiny little motifs. You got this adorable little snail here. I love the nest with the speckled eggs, the frog, the cocoon, the chrysalis. I love how the center has all these different moths. I love this little skull inside the ring of mushrooms. The ladybug is so cute. So yeah, I did make a mistake over in here. There's a mistake with my counting somewhere, but we're going to make it work. If you've seen me before, you know I'm usually a fudger. I don't like to make mistakes, but in this case, I don't think anyone will notice because really the only like symmetrical part of the stitching is the center here with these moths, and I'm only off by 1 stitch somewhere. I think it's going to be okay. We'll find out the hard way, won't we? So there's that one. Oh, I love it. So Sarah, we got to talk about when we're starting the last section. And I'm keeping that in a fantastic bag from my mom's shop. I've shown this many, many times. It's one of my very favorite bags. It is, so my mom's shop is called Painted Leaf Co. on Etsy. She makes project bags. And speaking of her shop, she just put some Christmas bags in her shop today, kind of like a variety of different Christmas bags. Usually when she puts out a set of bags, they're all the same, but she has been cooking up some different Christmas style bags. And so I know she just dropped those today in her shop. So if you're watching this and you want to get a hold of one of her bags, I would get over there like right away, because her bags are just so beautiful. I just love this one so much. I picked out this fabric and this was a really good seller on her shop a while back. So Painted Leaf Co. is my mom's shop. Her name is Kathy. Definitely go check her out. I do link her below. And also go follow her on Instagram, because she always posts when she's putting bags in her shop. Okay, and I've got one more whip to show you for today, and then I'm done. So this last one is a stitch along that I'm doing with several friends. Let me pull up the picture here. So this is a Christmas one. It's called, the series is called Santa's Village. It's from, I always say the wrong one. Hold on, before I lie to you. It is from Cottage Needleworks. I often mistake it and say that it's from Little House Needleworks, and that's not true. Here we go. So it is a series of 12 different like houses, and when you put them all together, it makes like a whole little village scene. And so here's like a mock-up of what that looks like all together. So I'm stitching it all together just like that. I've started up here. I finished the first house up here where Santa is, and I'll show you where I've been moving on to. So my friends and I decided we wanted to stitch this when we met our new friend Erin when we were at the Chantel's 141 retreat earlier this fall. She was about to finish hers, and it was just spectacular. I know I've talked about it before, but after seeing that, we were all like, yeah, we got to stitch that. So we are. So I'm stitching it. Sarah's stitching it. Our friends Allison and Karen are stitching it. And let me find my clip here. Sorry. That's okay. I'll hold it. And so here it is. So like I said, I finished the first section there with Santa. He doesn't have any eyes yet. That calls for French knots. I'm not good at French knots. I know some people have mentioned to me like colonial knots are easier. I'm also considering maybe using beads for his eyes. I don't know. I'm going to save anything that requires French knots until the very end. But you can see that I have extended that border out to here. I wanted to see how long this was going to be so that I could cut my fabric off, because I was using a whole fat quarter. And so this is how wide the piece is. And so I just wanted to see where that was. And so now what I think I'm going to do, because I want to see how long it is too. I knew my margins on the width would be enough. I had plenty. I'm a lot more nervous about my margins for the length of it. So I'm going to go from here. I'm going to come down and stitch the next house, and then I'll go down and stitch the next house. I should have enough fabric, but I do like a generous margin. So yeah, I'm hoping everything, it should. I've measured and calculated and measured again and calculated again several times. So this should be plenty, but I'm never like fully confident until I get those edges squared out. So I'm going to be working on this a lot more lately. As you can see, I've been in that transition phase between fall and winter, Christmas, winter. So now I'm like fully engaged in my winter Christmas stitching. So I would really like to, oh, by the way, that was my last, my last whip of the day, sorry. And I keep this in this adorable gingerbread bag from Wildberry Stitching. She's on Etsy. But yeah, I really want to focus on getting some Christmas stitching in. I haven't touched any of my previous Christmas whips, so I want to pull some of those out. I have a couple other things that I want to start. And then, of course, I will have a whip parade coming up at the end of the month. I'm so excited to dig into all of my whips and see what really kind of strikes my fancy and what I want to focus on. It's always helpful to pull all of your whips out and look at them, because it really, you know, especially if it's something you haven't touched in a while, it really like reminds you like, oh yeah, I love that piece. Why am I not stitching on it? So I will be doing a whip parade closer to the end of the month. I do have a couple of new starts planned. I might even start this next one today. I'm not going to tell you what it is though. Excuse me, but I am going to show you my bag because it's a new bag. I just got this yesterday from my sister's shop. So my mom and my sister both have bag shops. They're both amazing bag makers. They're my favorites. And this is one of her new bags in her shop. It is called Frost and Fable, and it is just so pretty. I mean, winter. It's winter, right? I love this like door just out in the middle of the woods there. Love this cute tiny little rabbit and this white snowy owl. And I love that it's all like grays and blues, and then you just have like this little pop of pink here. I think that's fun when you just have something like surprising. I love the sparkly ribbon border. And yeah, and she has a very cute like snowflake charm. Adorable. So thank you. My sister's name is Megan, so thank you, Megan. I also will be linking her shop below, so go check her out. Go check my mom's shop out. Go follow them on Instagram because they're always posting about what new things they have in the shop, and their things are so amazing. And thank you to those of you who have gone and checked out their shops and purchased from them. That really means a lot to me, to have that support for my family. So thank you. But I do have something new in here that I'm gonna start. I'll give you a hint. It's from the Jingle Ball. And that's all I'm gonna say. I guess you'll just have to wait till next time to see what it is. I kitted it up last night and I'm ready to go. Anyway, I think that's it. I'm trying to remember. I'm not gonna do a book talk today. My reading has not been as consistent lately, I think just because I'm transitioning into holiday brain and I'm too busy thinking about all the things I need to get, buy, do. And so my reading has kind of slowed down a little bit. Excuse me. And also I still have a little bit of a lingering cough. I mentioned in my last video, I was starting to get sick. I did get sick. I was sick. I've been sick for almost 2 weeks. I'm still getting back to normal, but I'm feeling a lot better than I was for sure. So thank you for everybody who sent me some well wishes. You know, that's the risk you take as a teacher, being surrounded by small children all day long. Well, my children aren't so small, they're big. Fourth graders these days are huge. I don't remember being so big when I was in fourth grade, but I have some students who are taller than me. So it's crazy. They grow up so fast. Anyway, I would love to hear what all you're stitching for the Christmas holiday or for winter. I love winter stitching as well. I will be talking with you soon about what my plan is for January. Last year, I stitched my first ever blessing sampler. I stitched, and a couple people have asked about it. It was behind me to the right of my head in my last couple of videos. It's called The Color of Winter by The Blue Flower. I stitched that in January. The whole thing started January 1st, and I just had so much fun stitching that. So a blessing sampler, if you've not heard of that before, is when you start a sampler in January of a new year, and you finish it, you don't finish it. There's no hard and fast rules here, but the idea is that when you finish it, it blesses your needle for the year. And so I just had a lot of fun, like choosing something that I felt spoke to me. And so I've been having fun choosing what my next blessing sampler is, and I'm pretty sure I have it figured out. So I'm in the process of kitting that up, and I'll show it to you the next time I come back. It is a new design. And yeah, what else? The next retreat I have coming up, I'll be going to Stitch Away, which is here in Ohio. It's at the Houston Woods Lodge. It's always a fun retreat. I love being in the lodge. They always have it beautifully decorated for winter, for Christmas still actually, and it's just a really fun retreat. So if you're going to that retreat, let me know. I would love to see you there. It's definitely a smaller retreat than like StitchCon. If you've been to StitchCon, that one's larger scale. They're both hosted by Keepsakes, but Stitch Away has more of a, laid back, cozy vibe to it. So I'm really looking forward to that. So if you're going, let me know. I would love to see you there. And I think that's it for today. So I hope like I said, I hope you're having a wonderful holiday season, and I would love to hear from you, and I'll talk to you later.